Hello, and welcome to Sketch in Review, the SNL review show. Today we've got Jason Sudeikis with musical guest Brandi Carlile. Let's hop right into the cold open.
Sure.
Classic SNL political sketch.
Yep.
You know,
as most of these cold opens tend to be.
It's generally, for people who don't know about SNL, it's generally the cold open is political in nature. Just because everyone who's going to watch SNL is only going to watch that. That is what 100% of people will see, and then people will leave because SNL's too liberal. So we move in. It's Biden in the Oval Office, and he's talking to his press secretary, where she lets him know that his approval rating's in the toilet and no one watched his town hall on CNN. And so he's very sad, and we get a visit from 2K13 Biden, Jason Sudeikis. I loved Jason Sudeikis' Biden.
Yeah, no, I absolutely loved the Biden. I loved, there was some, it's just Jason Sudeikis bouncing around and having a great time. And it is fun to see how wildly different they play their Bidens. And I know they're supposed to because it was, but it's a good time. I had a great time. And also the Biden uncomfortably sniffing Biden's neck joke was very special.
I love it because like there are a lot of people on both sides of the aisle that think that SNL is like this super liberal like art form, and all the time is there are just consistent jokes that they make that like you show and you're like, oh no, they just really like funny things.
Yeah.
They just want to crack jokes.
And the problem is it's just really, really, really easy to crack jokes about one side and not quite as easy to crack jokes about the other side, though we still do. Because, the liberals, or not the liberals, but the Democrats are weak. The Democrats are weak and ineffectual in Congress. And as shown by one of the three political cold opens we've had so far.
Such a shame to see. Anyway.
It is a shame.
Anyway, so I'm gonna be. There were like 2 or 3 separate like you have to be SNL diehard fans throughout this episode to like really get the full joke about stuff.
Yeah, I didn't get this joke.
So the first one comes in the cold open where Alex Moffat comes out as Joe Biden from March 2021. So this was for the last episode of last season.
Okay.
Where they said that they're going to announce who's going to play Biden for the future.
Okay.
For the future, because they had been having Jim Carrey do it for this season.
Sure.
And they were like, we're going to introduce the new one now, make life easy. And Alex Moffat comes out to play Biden.
Okay.
And we're like, cool, so Alex Moffat is going to be Biden. Cut to 4 weeks ago. When out walks James Austin Johnson as Biden. And so that was the joke, with Alex Moffat got to play Biden for March of 2021.
I see. Well, honestly, seeing Alex Moffat's Biden compared to 2 other Bidens, good call.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were like, listen, this is the best Biden we have, we should probably call in a professional. They called in a professional.
Anyway, quality cold open. It's just fun to see people have fun with the same character. You get those good future jokes in.
So much fun with like there's a recurring trope in SNL where a bunch of people play the same person or people play each other. It's always fun.
Yep, it's always fun either getting advice from your past self or getting advice from your future self in SNL, because the future self is always like, what went wrong?
That's right. We don't have enough time to explain to you everything that happened in the past 4 years joke will never not be funny.
The Hillary got awesome joke was also just so funny.
Also good.
All right,
Hey,
so we move on to the monologue. The monologue was cute.
Oh yeah, I thought it was really really nice. I just big smiley. It was just Jason Sudeikis talking about how much this meant to him, and a couple of jokes as well, and they were fine jokes. But I liked I liked that.
It was so wholesome.
Yeah.
It really showed that Jason Sudeikis as just playing Jason Sudeikis is just a very nice and sweet person going through some of just the history of sketches and people who have sat in that stage, who have acted and performed. I love that kind of shit too. That just hits me right in the heart.
Yeah, and it's also it is really nice to have somebody remind you some of the time where you just hey guys, we're all having a good time, but this is really special.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just nice to remember sometimes.
Especially when they can hit a sketch that you watched when you were 14 and were in love with SNL.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So good. So we move into the science room sketch, which base sketch. It's basically one of their recurring sketches.
Yeah.
And all it is the host plays the teacher, and then they have two kids who annoy the teacher to the point where they just freak the fuck out. That's the entire sketch the entire time. Every single time is that sketch, but oh boy, does it hit every time.
It's so true. I wonder if Jason Sudeikis, upon returning, looked at all of the sketches that he was known for and was getting pulled in for, and all of the characters that people wanted to play, and was like, wow, I just played the same dude for 8 years, huh? because every sketch is the same. Every sketch in this night is the same theme of just I don't even know what it has the same energy in all of the sketches where there's a regular thing where somebody's trying to do something and then someone fucks it up. Like in this one, I just want to do a science show, and the kids will not stop saying annoying shit.
Annoying and borderline shit you can't say on BBS.
God,
my sister said you shouldn't ignore the balls.
For my pedantry for the night was looking at that model of the solar system in which there was not a Venus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's funny is when I watched it last night live, I sat there and I was trying to count it, but my eyesight isn't good enough to really distinguish detail on my TV. and so I was like, all right, well, I can tell that there aren't 9, so they got a newer set.
Yeah, but the thing was, Earth was second from the sun.
Yep, I realized that when we watched it together. I was like, oh, there's no Venus. Cool.
There's no Venus. Oh, fuck. But that doesn't ruin anything. It's just something that you'll be staring at the entirety of the sketch if you let it get to you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. But just such a good time.
I
mean, there's a reason why they call it back. This was my first time seeing it, actually.
That type of... What's very interesting about that sketch is when Jason Sudeikis was on SNL, he couldn't have been the teacher because the teacher is always the host. So that must have been the weirdest part for him, was playing the kid, and then he comes back and he's the host, he's the teacher.
It's true. Also, just weird that that was Steve Brule cosplay. His costume was Steve Brule cosplay, and it was weird.
I loved it though. Great sketch.
Oh, absolutely.
Next up is the pre-recorded sketch for Melon, the male Ellen. It's just an ad trailer for the show. That's the full sketch. But oh boy, is it fucking funny.
It is. It's a good time. It goes on a little long. A lot of ad sketches go on too long, but it's a good bit. It's fun to watch.
Yep. They had good they had a Louis C.K. joke, which wild.
Yeah, always love bringing up Louis C.K. Just to kick him a couple of times in the ribs and throw him back in the water.
Mm-hmm. It's especially funny because I don't know if you caught it, but they mentioned that Mellon is on ABC, and ABC is known for just letting problematic people back into media.
Fuck. I was not aware, but it's a good thing.
They had fucking Conor McGregor.
That's right.
And a solid Jake Paul bit, in which Jake Paul challenges Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali? Oh my god.
The second for any SNL hardcores is going to be a little repeat. But Jake Paul and Pete Davidson, who plays Jake Paul in this sketch, have beef.
That's very good.
That's the best part. Because Jake Paul, I think Jake Paul's second boxing match, had Pete Davidson come on as like a commentator and stuff. And Pete Davidson the entire time is like, Jake Paul is a terrible person. I hope he loses. I hope he gets his face punched in. He did straight up an interview. He did an interview with Jake Paul where he's like, you're kind of a scumbag. And then he interviewed the other guy and he's like, isn't Jake Paul a scumbag? Don't you want to kick his ass?
Everything I learned about Pete Davidson makes me happier. I'm just waiting. I'm just hoping there's not a day where I learn something that I don't like about him. Is there something you're going to tell me that I won't like about him?
I mean, some people don't like it. He does have a habit of dating women younger than him.
I mean,
but
that's an ominous.
But 19, 18, 20. He's 26 at the moment, so it's not great. But also, they're also movie stars.
Yeah, it's a little uncomfy, but it's not like it's not.
Listen, if that's the worst thing about Pete Davidson, I'll take it.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it's a little uncomfy, but again, what are we? We're talking about stars, and they do some shit.
as we'll hear later.
That's right. Oh god. Anyway.
So after Mellon, we get the Annie sketch.
The Annie sketch.
I love that Cecily got her musical number in this first stretch of shows.
Yeah.
Just because, so she did Schmigadoon on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Which was basically just a musical told over 6 episodes.
Yeah, I still gotta see it because
it was
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, it was great. I really like. It's very sweet and innocent. You gotta like musical theater though to really like it.
I don't dislike musical theater.
Well, it's all parody of the musicals written in the 40s through 60s. So Music Man, Brigadoon, obviously, Sound of Music a little bit, that style.
Sure.
Anyway, so we get the I Think I'm Gonna Like It Here song from Annie. By the way, perfect casting with the members for what each of them will teach.
Yep. Yeah. No. That just very, very solid performance by everyone that wasn't Jason Sudeikis in this.
Is he the weak link in the sketch for you?
He was the weak link in the sketch for me. There was a lot of things that were weak. It was a powerful. We'll explain the sketch first, or I'll do it. I think you're gonna like it here, where all of the staff at this house are introduced to Annie, there's 3 just regular or three regular people that you'd have in your average palatial mansion.
Yeah, there's the cleaner, the maid, the cook.
Yeah. And then, of course, there is a 4th person who is weird. And the way in which this 4th person is weird, we don't know yet. Jason Sudeikis is in this
pimp outfit, this 70s pimp outfit. Let's not make any fucking. It's a 70s. He looked like he was the bad guy in Taxi Driver.
I still haven't seen Taxi Driver.
Oh, you should. It's pretty good.
I should. So he shows up, and he looks, and he's got this cheesy Brooklyn accent, and everybody
chewing on a toothpick.
That's right. And when he's asked what he does, he's like, don't worry about it. I do some things for the old man. and that was the shtick, and the whole shtick is people trying to keep the thing going, but then interrogating what's his name again?
Oh fuck, like Ricky or something like that.
Ricky, yeah, whatever his name is, interrogating Ricky to try and find out more about what weird thing that he does around the house.
He wants to make very clear he's not a creep though.
That's right. It's this one was a little unfocused, a little all over the place. It was a strong bit, and it did carry it through the just like doing a musical number and doing it well, and then stopping every once in a while to do the bit is powerful enough to like keep it afloat. It's just unfocused.
The music carries the plot forward no matter what.
Yep.
Which keeps the audience retained for you to just come and crack a quick, oh yeah, he's eating people.
That's right. The thing that makes him weird is that he acquires the human meat for the weird, occult sacrifices that Daddy Warbucks has as a weekly thing, which is a strong bit. I think it might have needed more time. It just felt weird at the time. And also, talking about a rich guy having a certain club of people nowadays is that was like, I don't know, guys.
Annie's being brought in here. This is not a great look.
It was a weird way to do it. I thought he was just going to be a hitman, and the joke was going to be that he was going to talk about how he keeps murdering people and people want to stop like that. It would have been a little bit too easy, a little bit too quick, but it would have been too safe and fit the scene. Yeah, it's true. Like, eating people is more fun.
Cannibalism, kids, it's fun. You should try.
Eating people is a more fun bit, but killing people seemed like he was playing a hitman, not a
meat dealer
that finds dead bodies. Yeah.
I will say that my favorite part of it though was when Cecily's character's like, a special kind of meat. Do you mean no? It's people.
Such a good bit. Such a good bit.
I really would have loved to know what he thought she meant.
Me too. But this is another thing where, like I said at the beginning, Jason Sudeikis was not the person for this role.
No.
I think this role was like maybe just Mukes. Like, I don't... You need somebody that...
young, like a little bit just smaller in size.
Oh, Mooney. Kyle Mooney. Like, it would be a different character, but it would be more for that, no, whatever. No, you don't. It's people.
Mikey Day as Warbucks, perfect casting.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely, yes.
Because he also just, reminds me of Bezos as a bald, whenever he's bald, so it just works.
Yeah, he does evil well.
Mm-hmm. And then solid Squid Game reference right at the end.
Oh, what was it?
When the billionaires come in with the masks.
Oh, I figured that was just a...
No. It's
I haven't seen Squid Game, so you would know.
Yeah, it's very specifically, at one point, the billionaires who, watch the Squid Game, show up, and they all wear, shitty golden masks and talk in Texas accents. Alright, so after the Annie sketch, we get the parent-teacher conference sketch.
What a joy. This one was...
Oh.
This was so good. This was the two best sketches of the night felt like they were from felt like they were not from SNL. This felt like a Mr. Show sketch, and we'll get to the other one.
Yeah. So this is basically, so they're having a parent-teacher conference. Jason Sudeikis is the teacher. Kyle Mooney and Ego Nwodim are the parents. And basically the entire sketch is that the sexual tension between Ego and Sudeikis is palpable. Kyle Mooney has a habit of playing the hapless husband. And he's perfect for it.
It's true. This hapless husband No, you explained it. This hapless husband character was not as much fun as I wanted him to be. Like there was no power, and SNL does this a lot. They have like three different ways that they could go with it, and they commit to none of them and nothing. And this isn't a care. Like the while these two are like getting into it, you could have been like, oh, he's into it too. He wants to watch. That's a fun bit. There could also be uh uh, it could also just be like I don't know that's the only powerful move I can think. But what he did instead was just sit there and stomp his foot and go, "I'm uncomfortable." He could get madder and madder. That would be a thing. There was no escalation from him. I guess is my point. There was no. It was just every time it cut to him, I was having a worse time.
You see, I actually really liked the. I don't know. I'm a sucker for character freaks out, but like doesn't actually have enough like gumption to do anything about it. Like
That's fair.
stern,
Maybe it just gets
like
it just
stern
gets
parent, but like no follow through. I'm serious, guys. Like that hits me in such a way, especially when the characters just don't even respond.
That
It's
is
like
fair.
it's like he's in his own fucking like box.
I don't think he could play. I don't think he sold that well. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm.
I do think that the escalation was a bit minute.
Yeah.
Where he starts off like, oh, this is a little weird. Hey guys, hey, I'm mad. Stop. I'm gonna count to like it didn't hit like a full high level.
That's it. That's got to be it. You're right, because it just he never got past him saying kind of loudly, "I'm mad."
He probably only went like halfway up like a true escalation scale.
Yeah. But you know who had no problems with escalation? Jason Sudeikis and Ego Odom. They were wow.
Perfectly escalated.
Absolutely perfect. It was just it's one of those beautiful moments at the very beginning. It's like in a great improv scene where one person says one thing
And
then
know
you're like,
exactly where it's gonna go.
They either are going to fuck or they have been fucking and he doesn't know. Let's watch it. Like that's it's just something. It's just nice to see professionals at work sometimes.
Yeah.
What a joy.
What
Not much else to say about this one. It was very simple, very well done.
So next up we have the Jack's no slip underwear commercial. So this one, so the gimmick of the sketch is that this is underwear for people who shit themselves a lot, and the underwear is made out of the nonstick surface of like a frying pan, so that your poop just runs off of it, and you can just like clean it with like a towel and shit, and it'll be fine.
Yep. It's a good bit. It's a great bit.
I don't know. It hit like just tangential to my Q zone.
Fair enough.
I was like, oh, like I understand it's funny and I get why I should be laughing. I was like, it's just not for me, I guess.
Yeah, it's fair. That is fair. It's first off, I'm always a fan of a good old poop joke. Big fan of the part where I'm a huge fan of I guess not a huge fan. It's very hit or miss, but when it hits, it does. Where ads that like play up a certain aspect of usually I'm a big fan of the ones that play up the "this is a product for men" thing, and it's a weird, silly product for men, but you're still got like all of the like the strappings of a
We're playing commercial. Basketball and lifting weights.
Exactly. It's like and pooping our pants.
I will say the best part of it for me was when it would cut to Ego talking to her friend about it. Like
he's a
little boy.
So much fun, but oh god, I'm a sucker for a poop joke, and it was a fun poop, especially at the point where since it is non-stick. The poop drips down your leg and ruins your pants instead.
And sometimes your socks.
Sometimes your socks. You need to, amazing. The painfully in-depth process of wrapping up shit-stained pants and throwing them in the trash is just so good.
Mm-hmm. Quality sketch. No Sudeikis in that sketch though.
No Sudeikis in that sketch. This is we can come back to it. Sudeikis did a lot of good shit tonight, but also disappointing overall hosting, I would say.
Yeah, I think once again, I think I said it last week, and I'll say it for this one, is that SNL, when SNL alumni come back, they never have like the best show.
Yeah, it's true. They can show up and they can and will do things that literally no one else can do.
Yeah, listen,
Like,
the entire episode will be delightful and you're gonna have a great time, but it's never going to be knocks your socks off from them.
Yeah, no, I agreed.
Alright, so after that sketch, we get Brandi Carlile's first song, which I believe is called Thanks to You, if I had to guess.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Loved her suit. Loved her suit.
Absolutely. Love her hair.
Oh my god, everything about her is great. I'm a sucker for like almost country but still rock and roll.
Yeah, no, I also am a fan of that.
Southern rock.
No, I'm generally just a fan of music.
Yeah.
But yeah,
plus loved it. Everyone looked like they were having a great time. The solo was killer.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Dudes.
Oh yeah, an entire band of bald dudes except for the one drummer who's Jack Black.
Yeah, he stole all of their hair, I guess. There's just like the powerful image of this woman in this like shiny gold suit being flanked by two identical bald men in guitars. just a way to be.
Mm-hmm. So after that, we get to Weekend Update, and oh boy, did Weekend Update go hard in the paint this week.
Yeah.
It's like they decided, well, we're gonna be off for a week, so we need to just hit everything super hard.
That's right.
Punch for 2 weeks. They start off slamming with the full Kanye joke, where they start with Kanye's changing his name so that everyone's up to date on it, quickly do the Steve Bannon joke, then move directly into Facebook's changing its name, so it's doing they're dealing with stress just as well as Kanye.
Very good. Very good.
The just winging it phase of the pandemic.
Just winging it phase. When's the last time that you went to your doctor? They were like, mix it up a little, you know.
Who's that in the CDC? Lil Wayne. And fucking Michael Che's Thomas Jefferson joke.
Cheese, yeah.
Oh, there were just so many times where like it was just like, oh wow, we just keep going for it.
Yeah, it's
the
true.
most violent group of Walmart shoppers since the January 6th attacks.
Yo, was not expecting just a almost needlessly cruel burn against Walmart shoppers.
Fair, yeah, dude, oh my god, just continually knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, it's
there's only one featured segment on Weekend Update. It was about the length of 2. But we get to see Jason Sudeikis retake his role for the Devil. The Devil shows up, and the Devil's been busy for a few years. Quality shit. Instagram for kids. Quality Devil invention.
Yeah.
The entire gimmick of the sketch is just everything that people hate. The Devil's behind.
Yeah, it's not the strongest bit. Like it's fine. It's just more fun to see to know that it is a recurring bit, and it's fun to see it come back. Like it's just fun to be there and be realize that everyone's enjoying it as much as they should.
Also, I love the costume every time.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
The little red tie.
Yeah.
This is
a good time.
This is where the third little piece of hardcore SNL call out is. Right at the end, as they're saying goodbye, he mentions that he's the one who hacked Michael Che. Which, for people who don't know, Michael Che's Instagram is weird. It's he never posts pictures. He only posts a black square with white writing on it.
Amazing.
And it just says shit. So over the summer, during the Olympics, Michael Che was like, just posted like, I want to make some Simone Biles jokes. That was what he posted. Those were the words that he posted. Then, for like the next 3 days, people were sending him in jokes that they had about it, and he would just put them to his story. And they weren't good jokes. Borderline offensive.
Yeah.
To like, just like plainly offensive.
Sure.
And everyone was getting super mad at him. So then he posted, "Oh man, I've been hacked."
Yikes. Yikes.
I mean, obviously, as a comedian, I saw it for what he meant, which was, I'm just gonna joke about being hacked because people didn't like what I posted.
I guess. Oh, yes.
That's what he intended. Just so plainly. What everyone took it as was, oh look, Michael Che's trying to hide the fact that he's a shitty person. And for the record, Michael Che has made worse jokes than the ones that he posted on Instagram on Weekend Update. So,
oof. I did not know about this.
Yeah, Michael Che is a very controversial figure.
Best to look to him. I don't know.
So I just thought that was very fun that SNL would even reference that bit.
Yeah.
At least we know who did it.
It's true. No, it is true.
My money was on Colin, though.
It had to be Colin.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Colin burn today? Oh yes, our don't make fun of me, or our deal for you to marry Scarlett won't go through.
You baby trapped her.
No, that didn't happen. No, that's.
I mean, Colin Jost did baby trap her.
Down and to the right, shaking his head, limply saying no to all of these things. I love every Colin Jost burn joke, and I do want to mention them every episode.
Oh, yeah, listen, it's always a great recurring gag that everyone just shits on Colin Jost. It's why his memoir is called A Very Punchable Face.
It's true. I don't even, dislike him that much. It's just, it's the punchable face.
Yeah, no, I think that he's very funny, and he plays his character perfectly.
Yeah, he does.
So after Weekend Update, we move into the one sketch that I wanted to have because Jason Sudeikis was back, and we got it. There's something to be said when you as a fan just want something and they do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fan service feels so great sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I like the Psych movies. The Psych movies, they just show up, they play the hits, and they leave, and it's awesome. I'm happy they do it.
So we get a new "What's Up With That" sketch.
Absolutely.
And ooh-wee, what is up with that?
It's just such a strong bit, and it's literally the same joke every time, and everyone just loves to see it because it's so much fun.
I think this falls with the Annie sketch, where the music really just helps always carry it forward. So you never feel like you're dragging.
Yep.
Unless you watch a supercut of What's Up With That. Oh my, that's... I don't know.
It already feels a little long by the end of What's Up With That. Watching 2 in a row would kill me.
And this is also a shortened version, because normally they're fucking 10, 15 minutes long.
Oh, my God. But such a joy.
Oh, every
Really
time.
love
I love it. I love it so much. It is the perfect encapsulation of always.
Yeah,
absolutely. So for new listeners, there's a rule in improv and general joke writing in which if you're going to tell a joke, you tell it once, you tell it 3 times, or you tell it always. And for this sketch, the answer is always. You just always hit it.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. What a joy.
We get Fred Armisen in his first appearance this season. So we've got 4 left. Because he just randomly comes back when people from when he was on are on. He was in Maya Rudolph's. He's in a bunch of them.
Love it.
I was sad that there was no Bill Hader.
True. He's probably off filming Billy season 6.
Billy season 6?
Is it called Billy? What's the name of the
Barry?
Hitman? Barry.
Yeah. Although they did cover it perfectly by having Keenan's character just call him Lindsey Buckingham anyway, because Lindsey Buckingham is always on this show. No. I am Cousin Greg from Succession.
God, I don't know why I hate that guy so much, but I hate him. He was talking like he talks like a cop. I don't like that.
He talks like a cop.
He talks like your like weird cousin that you don't want to have. And I don't have a cousin like this. This is the like it's the feeling that I get from him. He's like somebody that you have to have around, and he's like trying to participate in this, but he can't because he's a fundamentally incurious person who doesn't care what people think and feel. And his idea of comedy is what if Batman met Mario?
all that
not off the dome. That's a really deep folding ideas reference.
From him playing Lindsey Buckingham playing him.
Yeah, I fucking hate him. Yeah, send him away.
What's wild to me is, so I have seen 1 episode of Succession, and by that I mean I scrolled through Reddit while it was on. It's too boring. I said this while we were talking about Succession off air, but. Yeah. I feel like it's just The Sopranos, but it's about rich people, so there's never a chance that they just beat the ever-loving fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
And plus they don't go kill cops because the cops work for them. So, like... Anyway, great sketch all around. I love what's up with that. I'm glad we got Jason Sudeikis as Running Man back.
Yep.
Just love it all the time.
Great. All right. Is this the sketch of the night?
I mean, I think what's up with that is the sketch of the night for me, just because I love that sketch so much. But your sketch of the night is next. The Declaration of Independence signing sketch.
God damn.
So,
all right.
So Jason Sudeikis is playing Jefferson, writing the Declaration of Independence. And they're workshopping it. It's a group of people in there. They're workshopping it. He goes, "We need life and liberty." Someone suggests we need to make sure that we have life and liberty. Someone else suggests, and we need to make sure that we can have the pursuit of happiness.
I should have.
Yeah, they're all like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then
what about a badass?
Yeah, so Andrew dismutes
treasure map on the back.
Andrew dismutes and suggests that maybe they should put like a badass treasure map on the back. And everyone's like, "What? No, we're busy focusing on the Declaration of Independence. We can't be focusing on this treasure map." And, they go through, like, a back and forth in which Dismutes is like, "Man, I can't believe you hate me." "I don't hate you. I'm just trying to focus on the front." And then they get back to it. And this is where the sketch turns from an SNL sketch to... I'm not going to be surprised when I look up who wrote this sketch and find that Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave had a hand in it.
Yep.
Because because
Because slowly, one by one, all of the people start getting distracted and really into this treasure map idea.
and it all starts with one line. It's not gonna be for babies.
That's right.
Like, that was the problem with the idea.
I was just worried you guys thought it was going to be a treasure map for babies, but no, it's going to be cool. It's going to be for adults. It's going to be hard.
To which Thomas Jefferson was like, oh, I thought it was gonna be for babies, so let's talk about this now. And then slowly, one by one, except for Kyle Mooney, who's the straight man in it. Oh, so it's really good. And Dismukes has been in a few other, like, Tim Robinson written sketches. If you go back to last year, last season, the Jack Flats sketch is just an I Think You Should Leave sketch on SNL again. I'm glad that Tim Robinson did actively write on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I'm very glad that SNL sees what other sketch writers produce in, like, their own shows and be like, come, if you got, like, a sketch and you want to come for, like, a week, come.
Yeah, no, it's so good. And then we're not done, because at the end, Aristotle Atari and
A.D. Bryant.
And Amy Bryant.
80.
80 Bryant, thank you. Both of them, they appear out of a foggy cloud, dressed like
Neo.
George Carlin from Bill and Ted. They're like, we came from a dark future where you didn't put a rad-ass treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. Don't do it. Everybody's bored because they don't have a treasure map. And that's the punchline.
Mm-hmm.
This sketch is by no means polished. This sketch is not. It is rough. But it is just the raw silliness that gets me going, and I love it. So much.
That is one of the sketches just designed to live in the annals of sketch comedy internet history.
Yep.
Where like people who are really into sketch comedy love that sketch, and then other people are like, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be divisive, just like I Think You Should Leave is like divisive. You either love it or you don't like it.
That's true. Oh man, it's I it's my favorite. It makes me so happy. Anyway, that's all I gotta say.
Yep. So after that, we get Brandi Carlile's second song.
Another great song. Another great
suit. Oh my god, yeah. Just killing the suit game.
Absolutely. Honestly, I don't think during this like little 4-episode run, we have had a single loser in terms of get up. In terms of like performers, what they're wearing. Just like all day.
Yeah, I mean, some have definitely, like, knocked it out of the park more.
It's true.
But yeah, the killer suit's dope. I'm not a big ballad guy, but it was still, like, a good song.
Yeah, no, I agree. I did glance down at my phone a couple of times, but I mean, that is kind of partly what the music segment is for. It's just a little palate cleanser, and palate cleansed, so.
Yep, I am glad that they are picking like specific artists who don't have like cult followings, who are just going to show up for this show just for the musical guest.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, when they had like BTS on once, the entire night was dead because nobody was there to see the sketches.
Yeah, that is a good point. I didn't think about that.
I think that Brandi Carlile, I don't know, maybe it's just because, like, the specific music that she makes is in like, the zone of music that I listen to. She rocked so hard. Like, right at the end, when, like, it's just her face talking, you see that there's absolutely no fear of performing this on live TV and shit, and just only, like, oh, we're destroying it right now.
She was having a hell of a time.
Which is all you want to see when somebody's, like, performing. You just want to see him have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, nothing else to say. It was a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
And then we get the 10 minutes to one sketch in a 10 minutes to one night.
It's true. It was oops all weird sketches, and that's only a good thing for me.
So this sketch, for the setting is we're in Vegas. Jason Sudeikis and Heidi Gardner are a married couple who just lost everything in a poker game, and they're drinking at the casino bar, wallowing basically. When Kenan Thompson, playing weird, wealthy billionaire man. But is he? We will never know. Comes and starts to offer the couple money in order to sleep with Heidi Gardner. And the entire joke of the sketch is that he'll offer. So first he offers $2,000. They're like, fucking, like, I'm gonna fight you. No. Then he goes, what about for $5 million? And they're like, all right, yeah, $5 million. Okay, so for $10,000. Wait,
and it's just a back and forth like that. It's the fun. What makes it really fun is, first off, Kenan is playing an incredibly Kenan character. The second part is the fact that the characters that are supposed to be the straight men in this are approaching it as people that like have seen the Twilight Zone and are just kind of rolling with the fact that they've rolled into a Twilight Zone episode. like oh, okay, no, it's a moral thing. Are we willing? Yeah, of course we do it for $5 million. Yeah, oh, I love you. Yeah, no, we could use $5 million for a lot of things. Like they're approaching it like regular.
The most pragmatic way possible. It's like, well, like, $5 million is a lot of money. I think the funniest part is that is probably when right after they say, yeah, we'll do it for $5 million, he goes, $10,000. They go, what happened to the $5 million? And Keen just goes, so we're negotiating.
It does. This is a sketch that, like, the words on paper kind of sucked, but everybody did such a good job that, like, they lifted it and made it a lot of fun.
This is one of those you can't read the transcript sketches, you just gotta watch, because it's all energy.
It's true. I wasn't the biggest fan of where it went. I think it kind of meandered. Yeah. The escalation was non-existent, but again, it's 10 minutes to 1, and we sat there for 5 minutes listening to some fun characters talking silly voices. Like, they can't be mad. You can't be mad.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. It was fine. 10 minutes to 1. You're not going to get that many winners at 10 minutes to 1. The Chalamet episode had a killer 10 minutes to 1 Sports Max sketch. That's the last one that I remember where I was like, the 10 minute to 1 might have been sketch of the night. Anyway,
I hope we get one of those soon because I love me a weird sketch.
All right, so sketch of the night for you.
It's gotta be a national treasure. It was so fucking good. It makes me so happy. I was if people could have seen me flailing around and hitting things as they just kept bringing me joy with the places they wanted to go with this sketch. It was so, and it's just I completely understand that this is going to be very few people's sketch of the night watching this, but boy was it mine.
So hardcore fan service bias sketch of the night for me is What's Up With That, because I just love What's Up With That. I do watch the supercut and I'm like, I could do this. But for like actual like good sketch of the night is probably the first one, Science Room PBS Kids. I think it escalates perfectly. I love that recurring segment, that recurring sketch, just because it's so like easy and pleasurable.
It's very true. It's a lot of fun. If I had to pick one that wasn't National Treasure, which nobody's making me, you can't make me.
I'm not making.
But if I had to pick another one, I would do Daddy Warbucks. I would do
the Annie sketch.
Yeah, it was outside of the heinous things that I've said about it.
Yeah, outside of all the hate that I gave it.
Outside of all, gave it more flack than almost any other sketch, but
we only criticize the ones we love.
It's true. It is true.
All right, offensive player of the week.
It's Ego Odom.
Oh, absolutely. Great call. Ego Odom, every sketch that she's in she was literally the killer point of each of them.
Absolutely. Excellent job. Carried. She had the most powerful energy in a sketch that needed energy, or it was going to flop. Which is actually all of these sketches, I guess. But she
that's a performance in general. It needs energy, or it will flop.
It's true. But if anything was fueled by energy, it was a
parent teacher conference. Yeah,
parent teacher conference, and she had exactly the character that she needed to bring, and just like it's always good to see somebody in SNL play in the main SNL cast play a character actually straight instead of playing a character with. What's up, guys? It's
yeah, without like staring into the camera, like, get it? I'm doing the joke. Get it?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of fun there. Defensive player. Well, I'm sorry, you're next.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Ego also. There are episodes where the main cast just crushes it, and Ego was the one who crushed it this week. Bowen last week, Ego this week. Can't wait to see what we get with Kieran. What's his face? In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Defensive player for me is gonna go. I'm going with Sudeikis. I think that every sketch that he was in, he did his part perfectly to allow the sketch to continue.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It's fair. I think when Sudeikis rallies a ball, I'm disappointed. I don't want him to just like knock it back. I want him to knock it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't make him. This is going to be my first week where I do not put the host in either position. It's hard for me to find a defensive player. I was going to give it to Dismukes, but one character that I thought was Dismukes was actually Mikey Day, so I will give it to Mikey Day / Andrew Dismukes as one collective being. They did their bits.
Yeah, it's funny because I also sometimes have a hard time separating certain people. Like right now for me, Melissa Villaseñor and Sarah Sherman kind of occupy the same spot in my mind. So half the time when I'm looking at something, I'm like, is that Sarah Sherman? Why didn't they give that part to Melissa? And then she'll say, like, her one line. And I'm like, oh, no, it is Melissa.
Oh. Yeah. So I guess that'd be my answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. They both specifically also always play... Like, they play characters that will get the through line through. No matter what.
That's true.
A very clear speaking voice.
The way you can tell is that Mikey Day opens his mouth wider.
Yeah. Mikey Day opens his mouth wider, and also he has that thing where if he's like asking a question, he goes up and down and up again.
And sometimes he has a voice like this.
Yeah. Those are Mikey Day's 3 characters.
That's right.
We hope you enjoyed them. All right, I think that's it.
Yep.
So in continuing what the cast said in like 80%, in like at least 2 or 3 different times throughout the night, watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah. God, love that show.
Important to watch Ted Lasso because it's so fun and so wholesome.
It really is. It's so good. I'm 5 episodes into season 2 because I'm trying to savor it.
Is all season 2 out yet? Because I was just waiting until they were all out. Okay.
It's a great time. You get to. I didn't realize it until season 2, but I was like, oh, Roy Kent's my favorite character.
Roy Kent has been my
Roy
favorite.
Kent's the best character.
Roy Kent has been my favorite character since the 3rd episode when he reads A Wrinkle in Time. He's like, God damn it.
So good. Fuck. Anyway, we need to save this for our
Ted Lasso. Yeah, for our Patreon bonus episode where we review Ted Lasso.
We should do a Patreon bonus. Well, first off,
we can talk about this. We can talk about this off the air.
A viewer first, but we should eventually make a spin-off podcast where we cover all of the things that are going to go in the spin-off podcast.
Yep. All right. So watch Ted Lasso and support local comedy. Have a wonderful rest of your week.